Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is Football for Thought, episode 9. And it's been a while. It's been 3 months. And if you come here and just here for your football news, then everything's getting a little blurry. But let's clear that up real quick and pick it up right where we left off. We left off with the XFL, and we left off at the worst spot possible, the championship, where the Arlington Renegades faced the DC Defenders. And it's a huge matchup because the Arlington Renegades weren't even favored to beat the Houston Roughnecks to get to this championship game. And the DC Defenders are 10-1 on their high horse, ready to just knock the Arlington Renegades out. And what a championship game it was. It actually was a very good and close game. The Arlington Renegades went up 14-0, and you know what? They didn't look back from there. They did something that the Dallas Cowboys haven't been able to do in like 30 years, and they won the XFL championship. The score was 35-26, and they are now the first ever victors of the XFL, at least in this iteration. So congratulations to the Arlington Renegades, and that closed out the XFL season. But after the championship game concluded the XFL season, over 50 players were invited to training camps that did play in the XFL. Sadly, not every single player is still on an NFL team as of right now, but some big names did make it, like Ben DiNucci, Jordan Thomas, and Charleston Rambo. And being player 54 for that entire year and going through the XFL and going through the training, congratulations to you guys for finally trying to make a roster spot and hopefully making it through the preseason. But for right now, we're going to move over to the USFL. Now, unlike the XFL, the USFL has already been through their first season, and they are back for their second. Some could argue it went as smooth as the first, even with the XFL playing during the same time halfway through the year. The USFL championship game was held July 1st of this year, 2023, and it had the defending champions of the USFL last year with the Birmingham Stallions versus the underdog, the Pittsburgh Maulers. Now, like the XFL, we were hoping for an underdog story with the Maulers topping the Stallions, but that's just not the case. The Birmingham Stallions are too much for this league in general and won their second straight USFL title, scoring 28-12, and they are now the only victors of this entire league. So we look forward to next year seeing if anyone can actually take down the Birmingham Stallions for the first time in league history. But now with the XFL being over, the USFL being over, spring football is gone, and we're just looking forward to that fall football we know and love with college, NFL, tailgating, everything that we can just take in and just love until January of next year. But instead of us waiting for those 2-3 months for our first taste of that fall football, Netflix said, hey, let me help you out real quick. And with the help of Peyton Manning, they dropped a new show called Quarterback. This show followed 3 quarterbacks in the NFL today with Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, as well as Marcus Mariota. It was 8 episodes long, and it was a documentary style, like Hard Knocks kind of, but it was documentary style. It was more behind the scenes, just focusing on these 3 players rather than an entire team. This show came out on July 12th of this year, 2023, and it was phenomenal. I loved every bit of it. I like the different quarterbacks they use as well. We have the Super Bowl man himself, Patrick Mahomes, the Kirk Cousins, who did amazing the entire season, got injured midway through, then makes it to the playoffs but doesn't make it further. And then Marcus Mariota, who just left the team midway through the season. So it was 3 different perspectives of the NFL season, and I love to see that. I love to go and watch behind the scenes of how each person is training, how each person gets ready for the season and just dominates and do what they do. So if you guys haven't checked it out, I definitely would. And whenever Kirk Cousins asks, "You like that? You like that?" I go ahead and say, yeah, I definitely liked it. I like that a lot. I don't want to go ahead and spoil anything for you guys, so I just recommend y'all go ahead and watch it. Like I said, just 8 episodes. They're about an hour each, but it doesn't feel like it. You can fly through them in a day. It's a great show, and I'm looking forward to next season. They don't really know who's going to be on next season. There's rumors of people denying it, rumors of people going on. But from what I'm hearing behind the scenes, they just don't really want us to know who the 3 quarterbacks are that they are targeting for next season. But I do look forward to it, and hopefully Joe Burrow is on it. I was hearing a rumor about that, but we'll see. We're going to move on to more recent news as of Thursday this week. This Thursday, August 3rd, was our first taste, our first glimpse at the NFL this season with our first preseason game being the Hall of Fame game with the Jets versus the Browns. And of course, there's already a bunch of hype on the Jets right now with Aaron Rodgers coming, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, all these young, great athletes over at the Jets. And then you got the Browns, kind of a big question mark, and we're going to see if they have their year this year. But as far as a preseason game goes, Kellen Mond beat the rookie Dorian Thompson-Robinson, or DTR, and he got the start for this game. He didn't look the best. He played pretty well, but he did get one interception. We go on the other side of the ball. We have Zach Wilson, which we know is a starter, has started. So he kind of just did his thing. And right here, he threw a beautiful 57-yard bomb on a completion down the sideline. But what I really took away from this game was the rookie I was talking about that actually didn't get the start. But under the lights, DTR went crazy. He looked amazing when he was running the ball. He looked amazing when he was throwing the ball. And I mean, if Deshaun doesn't end up working out for the Browns, this definitely is the future of the Browns. If not, just a great pick in general. Even with him not playing much, he definitely impressed me for the little that he did. And really, he led the Browns to a comeback victory. They won 21-16 over the Jets. And the one getting the most points for the Jets was really Greg Zuerlein, which we already know he's amazing with that leg. After all this news, speaking of the Hall of Fame game, the enshrinement happened today, August 5th, and it was the class of 2023, and they have some great names in this class. Everyone, congratulations to y'all for making the Hall of Fame. Some headliners of that would be like Darrelle Revis, Revis Island. We got Rondé Barber, and then we got Joe Thomas, who's, arguably the best thing to come from the Browns since Jim Brown. And that's all the updates literally to this day. But there's plenty of more to talk about, especially coming in a few weeks. We have a bunch of injuries in training camp. We have a bunch of standouts in training camp. We have Madden 24. And of course, this season is coming very, very soon, and I'm very excited to go ahead and talk about that as well with you guys. The next video coming out is going to be all on Madden. So if you guys are interested in this new Madden at all, go ahead and be looking out for me next week talking about Madden 24 and everything it has to offer. And until next time, I'll catch y'all in the end zone.